Hello, beautiful babes. Oh, Dana, well bragged. Thank you for coming to us from the bathtub. Hi, Amanda. So good to have you here. Okay, we're gonna just jump in. Since we're it's so weird for me to not do music. So we're gonna just your brags are going to be the music to open us today. So each of you drop a brag, and as others come join us. Amanda, do you want to go? Give us something juicy. Oh, hang on, you're muted. How do I here? There we go.
Flicking off.
There you go.
There we go. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep, we can now.
So I brag that last Friday I just moved into my lovely little home by the sea. And I brag that yesterday I went for a walk up over the cliffs and I came back and I found the most delectable little coffee shop with the most amazing view out over the sea. And I brag as well that today I just got a text to say that I had won £100 worth of shopping vouchers, which is about $150 or so. And obviously, as I've just moved, there's been quite a lot of expenses. And I just looked at that and I thought, clearly, Pussy just wants me to spend my money indulging in lovely coffee, looking out over the sea. And here's my food paid for the next few weeks.
Oh, you are getting served, goddess. I love these breaths. So good. Amanda's in House of Turn On with us with Regina, and I'm doing the doing the DJing for the practice calls. So, I mean, this just goes to show when you let yourself drop into pleasure, the goddess responds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you're doing an awesome job with the music, by the way, Meg. Absolutely fabulous job.
Thank you. Thank you. It's just so easy. I feel like it's just so much fun to get to do that. And I think I like about your brag too is it's like, who doesn't want to be drinking coffee by the sea,
Mm,
their groceries paid? Like
yeah,
this is what people dream of. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
It's an absolute dream, it really is. And every time I've lived by the sea in the past, it has launched my life off into such
oh,
growth, such expansion, such pleasure. And it has taken me into whole new areas. And the whole thing came about in under 10 days from when I was told to leave where I was living as a relationship broke down. And the whole thing just went bum, 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 bum.
so good.
And I've had so many of my colleagues and my friends have brought me stuff, have provided me with stuff, have given me things. And a friend brought some things over yesterday because her mother-in-law died recently. And she brought me over some things from this lady's bungalow. So I've got a microwave, I've got an air dryer, I've got all these sorts of things.
Okay.
And we stood in the car park, and she said the lady said to me that the lady who died would have so appreciated being able to help someone who needed it. And we literally stood in the car park, tears in our eyes, and we just looked up and just went, thank you, thank you.
Ah,
And just
great.
so blessing, so much support, so truly
Great.
blessed, and so glad to be in this community as well. So really excited.
Ah, yeah, so good. Let's everyone bring a hand to heart, hand down to pussy, and just like take the abundance of Amanda's brag and let that just reign over each of you, knowing that this is how easy it can be, that the goddess, this is just driftwood. It's affirming that the goddess loves to just take care of us.
Yeah.
Ah, and just feel that showering you and your energy field. And it's a perfect brag to intro us into today's call, which is about turning on our selling. So we're going to let that lead us straight in. If anyone else has any brags that they're just bursting to share, pop them into the thread so that you can be witnessed. And okay, oh my gosh, I could just do a whole series on turning on your selling. It's literally an entire module in Kinky Business. There is so much that we can go into around selling. I love it because there is so much charge behind selling. And so in our 30 minutes together today, what I'm going to try to do is like deconstruct some of those things that I think are in the charge and also alchemy of selling. So we're going to kind of de-armor the ick that we have around selling. We're going to look at how we can erotically transmute the ick, the resistance and shame that can be there. We're going to play with finding your selling kink. And then just a juicy little, I mean, there's going to be embodied pieces throughout all of it, but then an embodied invitation practice. So this should be a really juicy 30 minutes together. So just to frame selling, there's a little bit of, or not frame, reframing that we have to do. So remember that anytime that you are bringing an invitation or an offer, that this is simply you as your priestess standing at the threshold of an opportunity. It's all that it is, right? Whether it's a one-to-one invitation, whether it's a group invitation, whether it's a master class, it's just you standing at the threshold of opportunity, of possibility. And remember, how the priestess shows up is slowly, seductively, and inviting, right? So it's like, those are just 3 simple cues to just remember is like, who, as my priestess, how do I get to show up at this threshold of the invitation? That's the energy you're going to carry. This is also the energy you can tap into for the reframe. And the reframes that we're going to, selling is not manipulation. A lot of people feel like it's like if we're selling something, it's like the classic car salesman pitch, right? Where you just like, there's this feeling of being sold to that can feel really yucky. But for you, I know all of you well enough to know that the things that you are bringing into the world are beautiful and powerful and really what are missing from our culture right now. And so it's really, really important. There's deep value. There's power behind it. Like any of the offers that you're bringing to the world, it's not coming from a place of manipulation. It is coming from a place of service. So it's not about manipulation. We are going to remember again that selling is seduction. It's not about convincing. What you're doing is you are inviting your clients to step into devotion around whatever it is that you're offering. In the same sense, anytime that you're bringing an offer, and this is a really, really great way. I feel like I actually just had a breakthrough with a girlfriend this morning around this, a new layer for myself. When you know the value of what you are bringing to the world, the importance, how life-changing it's been for you and how life-changing you know it will be for your clients, anytime that you go to anyone with the invitation or offer, it's just generosity. Your selling is generosity, right? It's just coming from a place of your desire is to be of service. So if we can remember that it's not manipulation and it's just you being generous, it's like a really quick like body reframe. You can almost feel it, like Lexiana, like I'm looking at you, how your hand came to your heart, right? Like all of a sudden there's a totally different anchoring. And also, any offer is only ever just an invitation. And that might be where we have our own things to work on or clear because we might have things about like receiving no. And that is the work that we all get to do, right? Of like, okay, their no doesn't mean I'm being abandoned. Their no doesn't mean that they don't like me. Their no doesn't mean that I'm not being chosen, right? But that's our stuff. So, but this still has to play with how we get clean on our ick. So, selling is not manipulation. It is seduction. It's not about convincing. It is generous, and it's only ever an invitation. Part of the ick around that salesman piece also is that we have body awareness of times we've been sold to instead of having people court us first, right? Like, it's like we don't love to just like, boom, be sold to. We crave a little foreplay before we're also given an offer. So this is where we get to rewire the story. And what we're going to do is we're just going to remember that selling can actually be foreplay with the universe. So everyone unmute, and we'll all just do this together. Let's just play around with, okay, first of all, unmute. But before we do the sounding together, just when I say sell, just take a deep breath in, and I'm just going to say it with neutrality. Sell.
Sell.
Yeah.
Sell.
And what gorgeous. Just
Sell.
notice what rises in your body.
Sell.
Sell. Sell.
Sell.
And then say
Sell.
it seductively. Sell.
Sell.
Or with words. Sell.
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 Now say it with a little charge. Like
Yeah.
sell. Sell.
Sell.
Pressure. Sell.
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 Sell. Sell.
Okay. So from just going through that and saying it out loud, feeling it in your voice, let's just hear, where do you feel contraction? Or what comes up in your body? Is there desire? Is there contraction? Is there discomfort? What did you notice?
I noticed today I'm working in a production, and the moment you said say it seductively, like I was instantly needed and had to get distracted. And I felt like that was unconscious
Very
creation
intuitive.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was a coincidence. It was like precisely that moment.
So good. Okay. So selling unconsciously isn't supposed to be a turn on. Is maybe the underlying story. When you first said it, that felt totally yucky. Second time, totally charged. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, let's keep going. So let's just put into the collective cauldron. What are some of the stories that you're carrying about selling? You can either pop it in the chat or unmute, but what are the collective beliefs that you have around it? We've mentioned a few, this like the slimy salesman.
I think for me is that I need something from the person that I'm selling to.
Ah,
Like I feel like, oh, like I need the money, or and there's this like almost like starved child that needs the nourishment. I think and that kind of gets in the way because I want to operate from like I'm being of service to this person.
right. Which is actually still always the truth,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's funny, but
And
funny.
it is, yeah.
Well, just funny that story kind of bumps that truth out.
Mm.
So in that too, like that just kind of feels transactional, maybe
Yeah.
instead of intentional. Okay, great. Anyone else?
I think I think some of it for me is that I don't feel that what I'm selling is worth the money that I'm asking for it. And whether that's been in a sales role, selling for someone else, and particularly for my own things that I've created, I've had so much joy and pleasure and fun in the creative process. And literally, as the creative process has finished, there has literally been this yuck, this contraction of I gotta sell it now. And for me, I suppose it's a feeling of trying to get people to like me and accept me so that will pay me for my offering. And I think for a long time for me, I have really struggled with being able to actually put decent value on the things that I've created. So I've ended up giving a lot of stuff away. And also for me, with being in the UK, for a long time, I priced a lot of my things in dollars, US dollars, which with the currency conversion rate automatically lopped off about a third of what I would receive. And then time you take off payment transactions. So I might physically end up with maybe less than half of what I charged, but then that was only pennies and only pittance of things.
Yeah. Okay. That's so good. And I'm just trying to take a note so I can come back to that, because I love how you were there's a value story there, obviously.
Yeah.
And I love that you kind of used, it's like, oh, I'm going to use US dollars because then it's actually less,
Yeah.
which is like allowing yourself to stay tied to that. But if that turns you on, knowing you can give them a lower price than what it would be in pounds, if it turns you on, you can make that work to your value, as long as you're not actually decreasing your value.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to that. That's great. And Callie says, making someone pay for something they don't need. So again, it's this like value piece of, oh, what I'm offering isn't actually something that people need, or it's like, not worthy of being paid for this. Okay. So this is where we get to de-armor and clear the ick. So first of all, we can't do anything. We don't want to sell until we get clean on the things that are giving us the ick. So we always have tools. There is each of you would have, I'm sure, a massive toolkit of things that you can turn to that can help you digest and break down this. The biggest thing is figuring out what the stories are that are playing in your mind that are making you feel icky about selling. Because you can't clear anything if you don't know what is sticky. And then we want to just begin to clear contraction. Pleasure is a great way to do this. You could do velvet touch, like just letting yourself drop into touch. Dance is a great way to be able to just like melt tension and contraction away. Really, really simple. We can do the pleasure sounds. So if we'll just do one pleasure sound. I like the sound because it resonates. So we could just breathe in through the nose, and then on the exhale, make the sound. So breathing in. Gorgeous. So if you feel into the contraction that you might have brought into your body when we were going through the just sane cell, feel now how your body might have already began to settle. The other thing you can do is simply rolling out the jaw, right? Just like loosening the jaw. You can rub it. When this tightens up, it actually leads to the whole body tightening up. And also, the jaw and the throat are directly connected to the cervix, and they are like twin energy centers, the larynx and the cervix were developed at the same time in fetal development. So there's an energetic bind between the two. So if one is tight, the other is tight. If one is softened, the other is softened. This is why blowjobs are so good. Because it's really actually great prep for opening our cervix. So it's great foreplay, not just for the men, but for us too.
Yeah, I wasn't
Oh,
ready for that. Sorry. That's why I'm like, wait, what? I was like, where am I? What had just happened? That was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. When you're in Meg's world.
I love it. I love Meg's world.
Yeah. And then another one is just like on your inhale, bring your shoulders up. Exhale, release. Just do that a couple times. Oh, it feels so good. We'll do one more. You could pair that with the sounding too, and it would be even better. Okay, because ultimately we can't seduce anyone or anything if we're tense. We have to melt before we can magnetize. So this is the de-armoring piece that we want to go through before we sell. The next piece is bringing in the erotic transmutation. So this is where we get to flip the charge. If you knew that your selling is actually an erotic act, which at the core, we know that it is because it is coming from your heart. It is a creation that is coming from your pussy. So if we know that it's an erotic act, what kind of lover are you in your selling? So this is where we get to play with some archetypes. Are you the tease? So she likes to build anticipation and slowly peel back layers of what she's going to reveal. Are you the dom, where you just know that your offer is the best and you are going to stand solid and step forward with clear confidence and containment? Are you the muse, where you just simply, it's kind of that swagger frequency. If you were at the swagger masterclass, where the muse, she just holds the frequency, right? Where you just show up and you just inspire devotion just simply by existing. Or maybe you're the courtesan, where you sell pleasure simply as presence, like that sacred energy of what is here. And the sale is simply just like the afterglow of getting to just be in reverence with that. So here's the invitation, is to find your selling kink. What actually turns you on about the exchange? There's a couple ways to look at this. So it kind of goes back to where you might have the ick. It's almost like the other side of the ick. So in the sale, is your kink that you actually like that in the sale you get to be witnessed, that you are desired? Do you get turned on by being chosen? Is it that you just love knowing that you get to serve transformation to a group of people? So like for me, I love being of service. Like I love getting to hold space and have be in community with others. I love getting to bring gifts that I know elevate the energetic frequency of the people that I'm in space with. I love, one of my superpowers is that when I meet people and when I hear their desires and hear about their visions, this is why I love merging pleasure with business, is I have this gift of, when they tell me this is my greatest desire, I see them as in their greatest and highest capacity. So I love getting to hold others accountable to stepping into their highest and greatest. I love diving. I love one-to-one because I love getting to dive into the pits. Like, it's like, let's go. Like, what are you building? What are your desires? What are your visions? What program do you want? I love strategy and I love turn on. So I love getting to go and be like in it one-to-one with my clients. I also love pleasure, and that when I'm coaching, I just get to spill my turn on. It's so good. It's just like, let's just spill it all. Let's just all get into turn on together. I love that. And the other thing, again, about business and pleasure is I love supporting others, particularly in business, so that I know that everyone is getting prepped to get paid abundantly. I honestly just want as many women's pockets flooded with abundance, because I know that it's us and our visions. Uh, and the more women that we have with abundance, the more we're going to be able to impact transformation. So those are my turn-ons. So feel into, what do you feel like your kink is? Do you like to tease? Are you the flirt? Are you the dom? If you're the dom too, you might be the person who's just like wants to go to people and shake them and be like, I know you need what I have. That's like the uncontained dom.
Can it be like twisted? Like I just came, I love holding space for others, which is the muse, like matching frequency or bringing up frequency of the person in the situation. But I also like the tease, where there's always something more that I can offer, that you want to stay, you want to come back, you want to see what's new, you want to be involved. It's exciting. And so that's why I was asking if it's, I see this twist. I don't know, this spiral.
Yeah, you can blend these. This is the whole thing is, and the more that you can pull in pieces of things that turn you on, the more accessible it is when you go to sell. Because these are the things, oh, okay, on this discovery call or whatever you want to call it, those are the things that, this is all I'm here to ignite, right? Like, okay, we're going to hold the muse frequency, and I am just going to be a mirror of this woman's magnificence. I'm going to let her feel herself through my magnificence, and vice versa. And then, if the tease turns you on, I think the tease, the flirt kind of fits into the tease, then okay, how do I get to be turned on? How am I going to bring some tease into this, especially if it's throughout the call? That is fun, because you can tease from, you get to tease all the way through a call if you desire. Yeah. So good. Okay. So with that, let's do a little embodiment. We're going to stand up, and as you play with your kink, the embodiment is, I'm just going to put some music on. Get into just whatever movement feels good for you. Let yourself just hear the music. Think of, if you have an offer, so like the programs that I would play with this. So I've got Kinky Business, the Rose Codes, Goddess Alchemy. So I'm going to just speak their names like they're my lover. Like I'm just whispering to them. And I want you to do the same. If you don't have an offer, then just whisper what you want it to feel like. So if you do have a program or an offering that you want to give to the world, I want you to just get up and whisper it like you are flirting, and feel the life force in the language. Okay, here we go.
Just the one.
It from your pussy. Like you're giving it straight from pussy. Remember, this offer is your lever. How would you whisper into your lover's ear? Okay, now I'm breathing, and I needed you to feel it in your body, so I wanted you to move. But we want to hear it from each of you. So is there someone who would love to just give us their seductive whisper so that we can all Lexiana?
The bad bitch movement.
Okay, one more time. Go even.
The bad bitch movement.
So good. So good. I love you kind of did what we were playing with in Swagger, you know, where you give the drop at the end. Yeah, I like that. Anyone else?
Pleasure winning. Being in your pleasure and winning. Lots of money, lots of trips, magnificent stuff by just pleasure.
By pleasuring. Okay, love it. I mean, yes, please. Okay. So I'm gonna put music back on. So that was the erotic transmutation, this finding your selling kink. Like, what are you going to remember turns you on in selling, since selling is just an erotic act? How do we make it sexy? Then we actually have selling as a practice. So I'm going to put up if you can get a chair. If you can't, that's okay. If you can't get a chair, just energetically visualize what you want to, your offer, this lover that you want to give to the world. This is so funny because in monogamy, we're like, wait, give our lover to the world, but it's a program. That's part of your love story. You are going to give this lover, share this love with the world. So if you have a chair, picture the offer sitting in the chair. If you don't have a chair, just picture it in front of you. I'm going to put a song on, and I want you to imagine this offer as this lover that is waiting for you. And you are going to almost, it's like kind of like give it a lap dance. You're going to tease and tantalize it. You're not going to beg. You are just going to seduce and beckon it, so that it is melting in that chair before you. All right. You are essentially energetically lighting this offer up.
Touch on me, I can't get sleep. I miss your TikTok tonight. Let go. Touch. Can't get sleep.
Gorgeous.
Your TikTok
Yes, Amanda.
let go. Don't
Yes, Callie.
face what time, my place. here. Yeah, to
Yes,
go.
Lexiana.
We
So I'm picturing the walkways at work. Gorgeous. And I know you're seducing away in the bathtub. I mean, look at you seducing your lover. You pulled it right into the tub with you. Gorgeous goddesses. Okay. Okay. And then just pause and feel. Again, when we say selling or sell, notice the frequency in your body. Now, the practical bridge with this is it is not your job to make them buy. Your job is actually to just stay turned on enough that they want to come closer to you. If you think of it if you're in a launch, every post, every launch, every message, it's just foreplay, right? Your offer page is foreplay. The climax is the yes. And the leap into, they leap into bed with you. So, and even no, I can't remember where I was talking about this, but actually it might have been Regina in her mastermind. And I know I mention this in kinky business all the time, but we often think when we get a no, that it means no, but pay attention. There's clean no's and you want to honor a clean no, but you'll also notice that a lot of people will say, I'm a no, or I'm not a no, just not right now. I'm a no, but I'm a no because I don't have the finances. I'm a no because I don't have the time. I'm a no because, well, I'm just not brave enough yet. So those are actually all yeses. They're all yeses and then limiting beliefs that are keeping them from actually getting to their yes. And so foreplay is actually a really great way to soften and open someone up, right? Like, again, if we think about the erotic, like if our legs are closed, it's a clear signal to our partner that we're not ready for sex. But foreplay and some whispers in ears and some gentle strokes on our body and maybe some massaging touch, like those legs might begin to open. And so really that is exactly what selling is. And so this even actually begins to soften a no, because we start to realize that most no's aren't even a no. And so you don't want to leave, you actually aren't going, a clean no, I will walk away from. If there is, and when I hear that they're actually a yes, but they have resistance, then I'm going to take a stand for that woman. Sometimes they might not like it, but that's also what I know makes me a great coach, is I stand for my clients. So I'm gonna make an effort to do that for them, because I would do that if they were already my client. Okay, so let's just digest this. Let's just go over some reflections. Like, what are you taking away? Do you now know you're selling kink? What will turn you on before your next action in selling? How is selling feeling in your body now?
I think I'm learning to understand the difference between if they know and when I need to hold their vision, be the like protector of their vision during the sales conversation. Yeah,
Favorite frame.
I'm still navigating. Huh?
My favorite frame, protector of their vision.
Mm.
Yeah. And, with you, that feeling of I need to sell or I need something from them, right? Like if selling feels like I need something from them, but if you can come back to, I am a protector of their vision, that is a direct reconnection back to truth.
Yeah.
And it's again, it's like the connection to selling is generosity. This is another thing, you know, part of this breakthrough that I've had is people might make you feel icky for trying to sell to them. But also, if people can't see your generosity, and there's a lot of people out in the world who are very ungrateful. And often it's those people who are just like, un, they're just like the ungrateful bitches of the world. And the goddess, you know, if they give you a no, and if they get frustrated and turned off because of your generosity, the goddess has saved you, right? Like,
Yeah.
want ideal clients who are deeply grateful for your mentorship. So if they feel like your generosity is gross, that's on them.
Mm. I think for me, the interesting thing was just having the different selling kinks that you talked about, because I've not come across that before. And I think as I was listening to you with that, I was thinking, well, actually, for me, that courtesan, that flirting, that just being that presence that people want to be in that space and in that presence. I mean, I've spent many years in traditional sales, so I don't have any issues with asking people for the business or any of that. But I think just that being that presence, that who I am, that people just wanting to magnetically drawing people in, and just that energy, that presence, that being, that flirting, that was just like, whoa, yeah, like that.
Yeah. And I feel like that is such a great archetype because, you know, the courtesan usually does get showered in gifts. And that is one of the things
Yeah.
that you were great at calling in. So I love this. And so leaning into that archetype for you, and getting really clear on, ooh, how does my courtesan move? What does she like to eat? You know, if she's laying back and she's making client calls, like, you know, like, oh, does she, you know, how does the courtesan lay back, you know, and
sip her coffee and
by the sea.
by the sea.
Yeah. Or does she like feathers? You know, it's like, this is such a delicious pleasure practice for me too. So, yeah, figuring out the wardrobe and, you know, the things that you would be surrounded by in your courtesan. Oh, Nick. Hi, Queen. Okay. I don't have a product to sell yet, but there is a company I would love to work for. And I see that as I am the product and the seller. This has helped me reframe things and approach the cold call with a really clear and goddess perspective. Yeah, I love this. And if you want to work with them, it's like, yeah, they are the buyer. So you get to actually flirt and seduce your buyer. I love this. I mean, this is all we have to do. Just remember this. It's like, this is the invitation. You know, money is just your lever. Your offers are your lever. Your clients are just your levers. That's what I love about my work is, you know, in my containers, we just get to do this and flirt with each other and seduce each other and turn on all day. Yes, please. It's really easy. So this is just the, you know, worldview. Go out and just find your lovers, and figure out what feels good for you. What's your archetype? You know, how do you flirt? Great. Okay, and again, in the thread, if there's more, I think there were other suggestions from last week, but if there are things that you desire for this weekly call, pop them in. It is my pleasure to deliver you your desires. Thank you for coming and playing today. I do have the rose codes that is opening in November. If that is something, if you want to go deeper into turn on and pleasure. And the thing I love about the rose codes, yes, we talk about the Magdalene lineage. These are codes of the erotic temple priestess from that lineage. Some of them are erotic pleasure codes. Some of them are just everyday pleasure codes. And one thing I love about this is when I reflect on the people who have gone through it, it's often people who are like, I don't know what my gifts are. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. I don't know what I'm supposed to be offering. And as we go through the initiations of each pleasure code, women tend to figure out exactly what their spiritual gifts are and what they are here to be of service, or how they are here to be of service in the world. So if that aligns with you, the rose codes will definitely be a great place to be. I'll drop it in the main thread. I'll drop the link so you can go take a peek. And I will also send it directly to you so that you don't have to look for it. All right, babes, this was so good. I stole a little extra time. I'm thankful that you were all able to stay longer. So I will see you guys in the thread, and hopefully next Wednesday if you can make it. Okay, bye, babes.